afternoon everybody, and how are you? My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small little business called The Flower Patch, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Right guys, today I had a lady, I think her name was Carla, I can't quite remember, left a message on my YouTube channel after yesterday when we did the Father's Day swag, asking if I could do more of a masculine wreath or swag. Well, she didn't specifically say wreath or swag, so I didn't take offence by it. I don't, to me it's a request. So today I'm gonna do, I understood what the lady meant, so I'm going to do a masculine wreath. Because there is gentlemen out there who, may have their own property and live in their own home, don't have a partner or anything and not really into flowers. So, we have to cater for all. So today I'm going to work on a 14-inch grapevine wreath. I'm going to do a crescent shaped wreath. I've already placed the hook on it, and I've already done a bow. Right, the bow is, I've done a full bow today, so just a simple basic bow. I've really gone to town. I've not prepared because it is 3 o'clock nearly. So I've been busy sorting out my workbench. I've had new covers placed over it and I've had to be doing that, but I was still going to do a video. So I've done a bow and it's very full, masculine. It's not got colors like pinks or purples or blues. So I've done these 2.5 inch at the back at 5.5 inch. I've done then the black stripy one at 5 inch, then the Hessian ribbon, which isn't wired, not this one, at 5 inch, and then the ones in the center, no, 4.5 inch, sorry, and the ones in the center I did at 4 inch. But I've done 4 of the brown 2.5 inch, 4 of the stripy, 4 of the Hessian, and the black gingham in the center. I've done 6 loops. So we have got quite a full bow today. So I haven't done a full bow for a while. I think it's because I got into doing these more of a minimalistic bow than having a full bow. But I decided we're going to have a full bow. And we are not having any floral in this wreath. It's going to just be mainly greenery. I think we've got one seeded astilbe and that's it. That is it. Nothing else. The rest is greenery. So I'm going to go through what we've got. And I've not prepared. I've just grabbed them all out, which I thought might look good for this masculine wreath. So I've got out some of my big leafed boxwood, which is push-ups. I've just grabbed a few bunches. I don't need all of these, but I didn't count today. I just grabbed. So I watched the time and realized it was going quite quickly. So I had to, just grab things. I have got out this ruscus also, what is on bunches instead of on a vine. It isn't push-ups, so if I need to use as filler foliage, I'll probably chop them in half. I've also grabbed a few different ferns, some larger ones, some slightly smaller ones. They're the ferns that we're only using today, so we've got those. Now I have got out, I don't know why I've got 2 bunches here, but I have got out my sage leaf just to give it a different and a softer tone. Instead of using floral to soften it, use the greenery with the like the velvet feel and a lighter in colour as well, just also to soften it. I've also got out in this some of my tarragon, again in the lighter foliage, but this is airy, and I've placed these have been placed on picks, so I'm going to spread those around individually. I did get out one Astilbe, sorry, which is the very pale tan colour, like a peachy colour this. So I placed those on. I didn't want the leaves because the leaves didn't look too good, so I did sort these out before we started. And then I've got these like tan and like an orangey tan, a few bits of our lavender, and I thought we could add those in, you know, to go with the bow. And to go with this colour of the bow, I've got out my Honesty as well. So, you know, because we've got the browns in, I wanted to bring the browns in and use that. I've also got out some Pussy Willow. I thought add some of these in. This would look very nice, not just for a masculine wreath, but for many other arrangements. And I thought, let's use those. So it's a lot of foliage, guys, a lot of foliage. Now I've got some Eucalyptus Silver Dollar, some from a project the other day where I got them on picks, and some where I quickly did chop these off of a stem before I started. I've also got out some Eucalyptus. This is a bit dusty, so I keep it in the bag. But I've got some single stems of Eucalyptus in here again, which is quite dusty, so another different texture to add into the wreath. I don't mind doing greenery wreaths, guys, because I love green anyway in colour. And also to add in for the brown and the tan colour, I've pulled out some of my seed heads as well, and these are in a dusky white, so they will look really pretty in there as well. Nearly finished. I've just grabbed 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've grabbed 6. I didn't need 6, but I've grabbed some of our Ficus. Again, I've got some with green stems, but some with brown stems. So I chose the ones with the brown stems to go with the colour of the ribbon. And I've taken out some of our Beaded Fern as well. And I've got 2 bunches of these, and there's one what was floating on a pick. So I've incorporated that. One actually had been chopped away. So I've got really 1.5 bunches. And if I can just reach, I didn't get those out. They must have just come with it. And I've got some rosemary. 2 bunches of rosemary to also add in. So that, guys, is everything that we're going to use today for the lovely lady requesting a masculine wreath, more of a masculine wreath. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm quite looking forward to this. So I'm glad she actually said it, to be quite honest. So I'm not going to tidy up the wreath. I'm going to leave it with it just being greenery, a bit like rough looking. I'm going to sometimes I do tidy them up, sometimes I don't. So we're going to leave it as it is. I'm just going to have a quick cup of coffee because my husband's made it me. I'm going to bring the camera down, and we're going to start doing our project for today. So one moment. As you can see, I have decorated all of my workbench in white. So it's all white all around, So that's what I've been doing this morning, guys. I thought it wouldn't take me long, but oh, it took me longer than I was expecting. Hence the reason I've come on late. So I'm going to leave it there. If I remember, I'll pop back up just to make sure that everything's in view. Because it's a 14-inch wreath, it is going to be quite big. So, especially with all of the foliage and things like that. So first of all, I'm going to use my Ficus for my background foliage. Now, with it being a 14-inch wreath, I can either place these in like that, and because the bow, I'm going to have that here. Because there's going to be a lot of greenery, I wanted to do a bigger bow, you know, more of a fuller bow to sit within. So by placing this here, it doesn't look too bad. So I may just keep it as one length. And I'm going to turn it round so it's facing you. So I'm going to work upside down. So let's start. I may have to keep an eye on this this hook. It's just slightly got a little mind of its own today. So this is going to be quite a big wreath. The wreath that I did for American Independence Day has now been sold. It has gone to its new owner. Let me turn this around. So that has gone. It got delivered last night or yesterday evening. So I'm going to do the same with this again. When you have big stems like this, you don't always have to chop them up into smaller pieces. There's many of arrangements that I've done where I haven't done that, and I've left, especially when they've ordered something really big, and I've left it quite, you know, with the longer stems on. I just tend to like to manipulate them just to give them more of a natural look. Sorry if you can hear that noise. It's very cold and windy today, guys. With this one, I may, because we're coming around the edge, I will chop these up. I was looking at buying some new snips last night. I can't find some that I really like, so I left it. So let's use the longer one. Just manipulate by bending it, give it that natural look. So I'm going to go on the outer side with this one, like so. I'm going to cut another long piece off. I prefer my workbench white. This is quite a loose wreath today, not like the one we had. And I'm going to bring these around the corner on here, on the, because we do need foliage coming out from here, because behind the bow, where the bow will sit there, you do need some foliage also coming out. So before I do that, I'm going to just slightly bend that. I think I may need, let's use these two up. Again, just manipulate them, have fun and play around with it. So we've placed in our background foliage. I will hold on to these other two big stems in case I may need just to add in some more around the bottom. So I'm going to now place in, let's have a look. I'll bring those. Got to remember what I've got. Let's place in our big fern. There's even ladies out there who don't, who prefer just a greenery wreath instead of any floral. That's okay. I like them too. So we're going to place this under here. If you think that for you new beginners, that you haven't got much of a stem, just pull off some or cut off with your, your wire cutters, and just, cut off a few to give you a longer stem. I usually say about 1.5 to 2 inch stem is more than enough to place in your wreath. And I've got some different tones instead of the dark green. There's some limey green ones as well. Bring these on the inside, because I am placing some on the outside and some on the inside. And I will attach my bow a little bit further along. I like to get the background foliage in first. Some people, prefer to put the ribbon in or the bow in first. Depending, I really think what I'm doing. Oh, my coffee. Oh, I do forget. I do waste coffee. And then we've got also another different coloured. So we've got the dark green. This is more of like a forest green, and then more of the lime green. So we've got different colours of our fern. Let's just pull some of these off. And I'm going to manipulate these so they sort of like moving away, not just pointing down. Excuse me. Oh, a lovely lady as well last night, Helen, emailed me and said it's a little bit hectic in her house. She decided to put my video on and sit and watch me because my voice calms her and relaxes her. I thought that was really sweet. So Helen, if you're watching again, thank you for that. That's really, really nice of you. I'm going to place one in the centre on the outside. So I don't need no more fern. What did I do with the band? Oh, it's here. So that's the big fern placed in. I have done quite a few masculine arrangements. It's just that, you know, it's usually, majority of the time, it's usually ladies that tend to want something like this. There is gentlemen out there who do also like this sort of thing, but quite a few gentlemen customers I've had, they want flowers in, which is really nice. So to have somebody ask me to do one with, you know, more masculine, oh, I couldn't wait. Right, so I'm going to now place in the beaded fern. I'm just sliding it in. This is going to give it some movement. I'm not pushing them all up to the top to make a cluster. I'm just going to let them sit down the stem, so they're different heights. So I've gone in with this one, so I'll go more out on the outside of the wreath with this one. And then now with this one, I'll go back on the inside. So I'm doing a zigzag. And again, I'm creating my boundary, you know, my line, or linear, as you call it, in the correct term. But I'm creating my, you know, boundary of, and how the size of how I'd like to create this wreath by placing all the foliage in at a certain coming out at a certain length. I've placed one in the side coming outwards as well, again to be around where the bow is. And I'm lifting them upwards towards the sky to give them that volume. So one on the outer side as well. So, oh, my tummy's grumbling. Then one on back on the inside. Like so. So that's now our beaded fern in, so I don't want the rest of those. I'm going to place in our pussy willow to get that in. No, guys, I'm only slightly worried because now I've had it white. It's not painted, it's you get it on a roll where you peel the back of it off and then place it down, and you have to try not to get bubbles in. Oh my good gracious me, I had lots of bubbles. I call it the peel and stick vinyl roll. That's what it's named as. And I got loads of bubbles in. There's odd places where I just couldn't get them out. So in the end, I lost my frustration and temper with it, and I just thought, oh, leave it. I can easily replace it if it gets any worse. And yeah, I'd got the right tools for it to do it. I brought that as well. But oh my good gracious me, I thought I was going to need another roll. So, do I use the one on the dark brown? I may use either a mixture. These are just really straight, so I like to give that movement just so it's more of a natural look. And these I will place under here. I don't want them on top. So let's get some of those in. I'll put quite a bit of glue on it because it is quite a thick stem and it is quite weighty, believe it or not. So I'm going to go under here and we're going to have that. Let me just grab that glue, what's just popped up. Well, I went to see my sister last night and oh my good gracious me, guys, all we did was laugh. We really did. She really does get me laughing. It was good. You know when you have those, what we call belly laugh, where you laugh right from the bottom of your belly? It was that. Oh, we just couldn't stop. And every time I go, I buy her dogs treats. She's told me I've got to stop treating them. I can't do that. And then let's put the other one up here, opposite as well. Just wiping some of the glue. I don't want it to form a big blob. Keep an eye on that hook. So that's the pussy willow in here. I will place, oh, I've got some smaller ones here, that's good. I will place smaller ones around the sides here. I may place actually some in, so I'll probably keep those for the inside. There's another one here. So let's if you haven't got pussy willow or anything like that, just use something, you know, maybe like little pom-poms or berries. Just get that. It's just to add a little bit of lovely airy, or well, I can't say it's wispy because it's solid. It doesn't really, you know, move in the wind. So I more say it's airy texture, but soft with the pussy willow. There, and then I may bring two here. Do I bring one here? Just cut these stems a little shorter, so I've got different lengths of them. Bring that one there, but I think I'm going to bring this one coming inwards instead of the top. So if I'm going to bring it inwards, I'll cut it slightly even shorter because I don't want it going right to the opposite side. So we'll do something like that. Just slightly bend it. There we have it. So I've got one more. Do I? Oh, I've just pulled that off. Let me just place a bit of glue on the pussy willow. I've just pulled it off. And stick it back So I may cut this into two. And have these just sticking up there. Oh no, that's wrong position. Let me take the glue off of that. Get the glue. Want it around here. Right, so that's our Pussy Willow. I'm not going to place any more in. We'll keep that. There's some of that. Oops, a daisy. So now we will use our eucalyptus as well. And I did cut these. Oh, I've just snapped the rubber band. So I'm wanting to bring some of these in. Once I place these in, I will add in our bow. Oh, I'm just giving it all different textures and different foliage. And let's bring one down on the end as well. And on this end also. And then we'll get one here. Oops, got glue. Bring one on the side. Let's get one for the side as well. Need to bring one on the inside up here. Just to create and make it look really quite full. You know, spread your greenery around. That's got a leaf missing, so I'll place that to the top. Just cut that prong off. I'm going to bring this one on the edge. Then I've got two more. Let's have a look. Yeah. I'm going to bring these also on the inside. down here like that. Right, before we carry on, I'm wanting to attach our bow. That's the reason I've left this and not put too much here, because that is where our bow is going to go and sit. So I've got my weaving needle. Again, for you who have never seen, a lovely lady, Linda, suggested this to me a few months ago. Buy some weaving needles. These are plastic from Amazon in a pack of 100. Place your floral wire through one at a time. Bend it over at the end like a U-bend. And then when you place in, you push this through your wreath, and it would be easier for you to grab it at the back and pull it through instead of sometimes I used to have a bit of bother trying to get it through, especially when it was a tight wreath. So this really does help. Oops, a daisy, I've just pulled it back out. Pull it through and take your weaving needle off. Now before you twist it at the back, just get your bow and get it sat where you'd like it to be. So I'd like it there. So I'm going to now twist. Oh, I've just seen some of the stems coming through. Which one's that? I think that's the, yeah, it's the fern. So I'm going to replace that in. Take the glue off. There we have it. So I'm going to place that back in. I can't remember where it was. Was it around here? No, there's one there. I'll have to look on when I turn it over, guys. So I'm going to twist my bow. Or should I say my wire, not my bow. Oh my goodness. I'm going to get my flat nose pliers. I'm going to bend the wire back inside the wreath. And if you can't do it with your fingers, maybe if you've got health issues, just use your pliers to do it. Right, let's look where that wreath was. Let's have a look. So, sure it was around here. That's 1, 2. My goodness, I'm going to have a look now. I've gone a bit silly. Yeah, there's a space here, so I'm sure it was here. Or was it the one here? It may have been the one there. Well, I've got some more if I feel it needs something else. So now we've added in our bow. there. Oh, I found one more, look. There, it looks really pretty there. Let's put one here. Now, oh my goodness, I didn't realise how much greenery I'd actually got out. Let's get some of these in. Our sage leaves. And again, these are going to just add a little bit of softness, but still keep within our theme. So I'm going to put some on the bottom and bring some above as well. So I'm going to cut quite a few down. I'm not going to count. So let's start and put these in. So again, bringing one right on the end. I'm doing the zigzag again, or you could start doing the sides first. Let's do the sides first, and then I'll show you how I decide on where I'm placing the ones up above for you new beginners. If you haven't got the sage leaves, you could use lamb's ear. It's the same texture. It's just as pretty. Bring one coming out again at the side of your bow. I do like the movement of this. I can't get it in. There we go. So that's all on the side. I've got the pick that's come off. So we're now going to place these on top. And where I've placed the one on the side here and then the other one, I will place this one in the center, so I'm forming a triangle with the sage leaves. So I've got one here, here and here. So there's your triangle. Oh my gosh, my glue's really stringy today. And I do the same with this one. So I've got that there, that there. So I'll bring one just under our bow. And just bring it in there. And I've got that one and that one, so I'll bring this one under the bow also, but from the opposite side. And I'll keep doing that as I go around. get another one, place that here. I think it looks better under. Oh my goodness, everything's tangled. There. So that is our sage leaves added in now as well. I could bring one maybe there, and I'll place the others back in the other bunch. So we'll bring this one from the inside where the little pussy willow is. We don't want to just leave that by itself. Bring your, greenery in with that as well. I can find where to hold. It's just and you'll find that you keep fluffing up your bow because you are leaning on it. I don't know whether I'll cut these down shorter and just have the bow in the centre. We'll see as I've gone further along. Right. Excuse me. I'm going to add in some of our rosemary, again to give that another different texture. So let's cut all of these. You get 7 stems on a bunch. Excuse me. Oh, that's my cat, guys, scratching on the door. I wondered what it was. Let me just let Marley in. He's not been in for a few days. Let me move the coat. I don't want him lying on the coat. Come on then. Come on then. Come on then. You come in. I'll leave door open then if you can't make your mind up. So I'm going to leave these as well. I'm not going to cut these up, and I'm going to add these in as different texture. I'm going to place some around the sides again and some up above. So let's just, it is quite big, this wreath, so I like to have as much space as possible. So we'll do the ones up above this time. Give them that nice spiky look. Again, I just bend my stems to give them more of a natural look. I know what Marley's after. It's another 20 minutes and it'll be his tea time. Again, place one around the bow. So you've got that different texture there. Let's go this way. I think I'm going to place one in the centre of the bow there. I'm going to cut these guys. I usually like long tail ends, but on this occasion I'm going to cut them. Just shorten them a little bit more. Can't seem to fold that one. There we have it. Now the one with the hessian, I can't dovetail it because it will fray. So I do have in a box here a cigarette lighter where I will then just burn the edge to stop it from fraying. So I think they're a bit better shorter on this occasion. And let's get this one in. And we'll bring one here as well. Okay, so we're using lots and lots of different foliage. I feel it scraping. I think there's a stem gone through. Yeah. So if your stem's gone through, just give it a snip. I don't think I cut that very good. I haven't gone in. Let's lift it up so I can get a better grip of it and then push it back in. Any more? Yeah, there's one more. There we have it. That's better. So let's now get these and place these on the outer side, and then that one in the center. Oops, oh my goodness, two of the leaves have dropped off, so let's get those glued back on. I always glue them back on because if they've come off once, they're going to more than likely come off again. And if you are either making it for a family member, friend, or even to sell, you don't want them popping off. So I glue them back on. So I'm going to bring one in here before we start. So let me just turn it. Oh my goodness. Turn it around and lift up and bring that one in here. So now we're going to go on the outer side. I still feel something. I don't know if it's the twigs, because I haven't tidied it up, because there's no, I think, is it that thick twig there? There's no wires sticking out now. So it may be the twigs. So I've placed that one there. I'm gonna go here with that one. If you can hear that noise, guys, it's my... Oh, have I put that off now? I've got a floral arrangement in a bird, like a bird basket, and it's hanging outside on my workshop, and with it being a very windy day, it keeps banging, so to speak, against the my workshop. So we're going to bring this one here. Got two more. And then one down here. Around here, I think will be okay. So that's all our rosemary now in. This is also, because I have had some people saying, could I do a wreath just in greenery? So this is also, as well as it looking, you know, as a sort of like masculine, where you've just got a ribbon or a bow, and mainly the rest of it is just foliage. So it kills, sort of like, as we say, two birds with one stone. I'm gonna over here now add these in, and now this will show you a little bit extra, you know, adding a little bit of colour in. I may do the other ones first because they may not, and it could also be like an all year round wreath as well, good for autumn and winter. Okay, I'm just looking whether to put that one there. That one. Or do I get something else instead of these ones? I don't know, something's telling me. I'm just standing above it to see. Something's telling me not these. And when I'm in doubt, I always say leave it out. So let's get these in. I may have to start standing up and work above it. And these are just going to add a little bit of colour. There's some darker than others. So let's get those in. Again, bring one near to the end. Let me cut a few down. That one's not sitting very well. Let me place this one in. It's not catching really, it's a bit loose. Let's try it again. Take the old glue off. placing these on top to start with. I may place the other ones on the bottom. And let's get one right on the end as well. Sorry if you can't really see all of the wreath. It is quite big, I must admit. But I like big wreaths. I like statement pieces, so to say. Right, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so I'll bring the 5 on the end. I shall bring 1 here, 1 here, 1 in the centre, 1 up here, and then 1 up here. So that's how I will place them. And I will lift up. You may not really see them, but once it's on your door, and you look from the side view, you will probably, you know, spot them. As you can see, just there. So then we'll bring 1 in the centre. Let me get that glue string I've just spotted. If you ever spot any, just grab them. I'll move it around. Bring 1 around here. Oh, my belly keeps grumbling. I tell you what I have got, guys. I don't know where I put it over here. Shortbread biscuits. When I have a cup of coffee, sometimes you know how you like to just have a chomp on a biscuit. Or a piece of cake. So I thought, oh, I fancy a biscuit. Right, so we've got those in. Again, it's going to be a full wreath full of foliage. Let's get our eucalyptus. Add some of this in as well. Let me just get 7 out to start with. Oops, daisy. So you can either with these leave them straight if that's what you like. I just put a little bit of a bend on them, not much. I want those to be seen. I've got a friend who just like prefers greenery wreaths than floral, and anything like this, if it, she would love it. Again, because there's not everybody prefers, you know, floral wreaths. Just push that in a little bit more. Oops, a daisy. I think I pushed that a bit too much, but it's in. Now I'm going to chop this up in half. And what I'm going to do with this, stick those in there. And I'm going to attach it to the ribbon. So it looks like our foliage is also growing out of our ribbon. So there we have that. So we don't need no more of those. It's very full at the moment. It looks really nice with it being full. Oh, I'm standing on some. Let me move this stool out of my way. Oh, I've left some out. Oh, silly me. Place that rubber band over there. I'll place those. Let's have a look at our honesty. Now I've got some long stems and some ornaments. I don't want to place too much in of this. I'm just adding it just for a different texture as well as colour. Just adding a little bit of colour in. So I may place one here, one somewhere down here. I've got another one. They do tangle with each other, and then one on the outer side here. I don't want any more. It's wonderful stuff, this. I can't quite remember where I got it from. I've had it a while. So let's cut the stems. I'm going to tidy this one up because it's not got nothing on top. Just make it look a bit more presentable. Let's have a look. So yeah, I'm going to bring it, let's lift it a little, somewhere around here as well. And I don't want it too, you know, much on show, because my aim is to keep it more of a foliage wreath, but just with a little bit of colour, not too much. And then I'll bring one at the side of the bow, because I'm only using 3, so I want to balance them out with each other. So I'm going to go under here. Just bring it through the odd bit of foliage so it is seen. So that's the honesty. I keep treading on the floor. One moment, put that there. Excuse me. I do have the eucalyptus on single picks, so I'm going to place the odd one of those in, because these are what I used from another project. I'll incorporate those within. I know there's one there, so I'm going to bring this one slightly towards the centre. I'll bring one under here, under the bow as well. So I'm just filling it up with the foliage. We'll bring another one on this side also. There. There's a gap here, so I will fill this area up as well with some of our seed heads. Oh, that one's a bit distorted. So I've got 2 left. I'm going to use them all. I may bring these on the outside. So I'm just leaving the stem slightly a little bit more, a little bit longer. Glue's all over my fingers. There's a gap there, and I can see a gap here. So there we have that. Let me just check for any. I keep feeling that, oh, there's one what's gone through here and one here. I don't know if that's that wood there, what's quite thick. One moment, guys. I think a strange cat's on my garden. It keeps coming to my house. I don't think anybody owns it. And if my cats see it, they'll go for it. Marley, leave it, leave him, leave him. Let's get you in the house. Leave him, Marley, come on. Come on. In the house. Leave that hello. Yes, Marley and Evie was out there. Evie was, I don't know, bent down in a position where she was going to jump on it. She's very much of a bully. Let's just try. This is tangled up. I don't really know if I need. I could do with those. I may add a few of those. I don't think I need the boxwood. I don't want to keep, you know, I try to keep it to a certain amount of foliage without it looking too, you know, over, oh, what's the word, guys? Too much. So I try to, there's a lot of foliage in, but I just try to keep it to a certain amount. I could place the other things I've got here in, but I don't want to make it too much looking like it's a big cluster, if that makes sense. I know I need something here because it's slightly a little bit bare at the bottom. I will maybe bring one in there also. I can get underneath. Just bring that. I've got two left. I may bring these on the outer side. Yeah, let's bring those on the outer side. And there's just something a little different around here. And then one here. Right, so I'm not going to place any more of those in, the ruscus. I'm not going to place this in, I don't think. Let's get, because I don't know, I may use one bunch. Let's wrap the rest up. I'm definitely not going to place in these. I'm sure I'm not. No. I don't want no more ficus. So I'm unsure about the seeds. I may place just the odd ones on the top. So I've got some on picks here that when I parted them. 4, 5, 6, 7. What are on picks? That's good. That's really good. Correct number and nice odd number. So then we don't need the rest of those. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll get 9 of those. Oh. Put that one back. So we are left with our big leaf boxwood, our tarragon and our seeds. So we are just left with these, and then that will be enough. So I'm going to place in our seed heads. Just straighten the bow. Fluff it up a little. There we go. When I fluff it up, I see some parts like flat, so I don't like that. I like it to be nice and like rounded, if that makes sense. So place your fingers in, spread them. You can't really do that with the hessian because there's no wire. But look, that one's flat, the black one. So round it off by placing your fingers in. So let's get our seeds in. And I'm just going to stick these on top. Definitely one wants to go here. I've got glue on the finger. Just got it on the leaf. There we go. So I've got one there. Place one just where the bow is again. One where the bow is on this side. There. Bring that upwards. Oh my goodness. That's my oldest son. He can never be quiet. Good evening.
Hiya.
Have you had a nice day?
Busy.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Shifting.
That's good to hear.
Lifting washing machines. And,
Oh my gosh. You must be strong.
I'm tired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Working all day, non-stop.
Oh. Right, so I'm going to place in the boxwood because I've seen, as you can see here, a gap. So I want to place in this to cover that area there. And I always suggest if you stand above it, you will spot areas as well what could, you know, maybe have some filler foliage in. I've spotted one. Or is that because that's moved? Yeah, that's moved. Put one here. I can see a gap here, so we'll push it down there just to fill that end in. We'll do the same on the other, up above. And I've got, oops, I can see glue string. Oh, it's attached to me. Have a look, I think there's an, let's bring that back out. Sorry about my head being in the way, guys. I can see a gap there, but I've just placed that there. Something's bothering me around here, so I'm going to place it in there as depth. Just something around here. There. Right. It's very full, guys, very full indeed. Again, the only really colour we have got in it is our ribbon and these little bits of lavender and the seeds, and also the honesty. Other than that, there's nothing really in there to suggest it's feminine. Again, there's ladies who prefer just a green wreath, but this is like, you know, if I took into account again a gentleman who's living by himself or a bachelor, and they don't really, they're not into the flowers, because not everybody is, you know, I get that. So they just want a wreath that's basically greenery, and I quite like them. So we're just going to pop the tarragon around. Again, this is a softer touch, just to incorporate those in as well. I'm going to bring a couple around, one around here where the pussy willow is there. One there. And I'm placing these where I feel it needs something a little softer, like around here. Lots of different textures. Which looks really, really pretty. So again, you could this could be an all year round wreath. It could be just, you know, like the lady said, a bachelor wreath. Well, she didn't say, sorry, that's me saying it. It could be for just for one season if you wish. Anything like that. But it would never, you would never have to change it for a, you know, different season. Something here, what's irritating me. You could keep it as it is. Let's have a look. want to place one of those in. It's just something here where this sage leaf is. It seems a bit flat. So I want to bring up this sage leaf a little bit. So I'm going to place something underneath it, which is a little bit more solid, but will hold it in place. That's better. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our wonderful, more of a masculine look wreath that I've tried to create for the lady. I'm going to cut that. Can I place it on a pick? No, it's got no wiring. And I'm going to do the same with that one. So you could place this out all year round, or you know, something you could give to your father, your husband, or your brother, or a male friend who'd like a wreath but not with flowers. It's all based around somebody who would like a wreath but with not with flowers. It's going to be quite big on the stand, so let's see if I lift it a little bit. I'm going to place it on the easel. I'm going to bring it. Oh, that's really quite nice. If I don't sell that, guys, I may have that on my door. I do that sometimes. If I can't sell something and I really like it, well, I like everything, so I then change the one I've got on my door and place this on. I'd place this on. So let me just bring up the camera. It is very big, very big. I may have to zoom out. There we have it. I just get the camera to sit. Oh, it's so silly. There. So, if you'd like to create something again for a member of family or friends, or you know, just somebody who you know, whether it be a gentleman or a lady that doesn't like floral wreaths, you could, you know, suggest that you do a just a greenery wreath and just add in the, you know, the odd little bit of colour. Let me just put that up. It's a hook that's fell down where I do my hanging baskets. There we go. And then just, you know, if they don't really like floral ribbons or anything, just do a plain one. You don't have to do it in the colours I've chosen. You could, or the style I've done, you could just use a hessian and add a bit of raffia. I was going to put in some ivy and have some ivy dangling down as well, but I don't think really now it needs it. It is quite full, and again, I hope that I've done the lady proud and done something what's more masculine. So give it a go. Again, if you feel that you know, you want to have something like this, again, you could have something like this on your husband or your boyfriend or any male person who's got their own shed and they don't want a floral wreath on the shed, but they'd like a wreath. Then they could have something like this just out of greenery. Again, it's an all year round and it's a multi-purpose wreath, really. You know, you can use it for anybody and anything. So again, if you feel that you want to have something like this, then give it a go, guys. And honestly, it's wonderful just to have a greenery wreath instead of placing in lots of florals. And have fun with it. Just have fun. Bring in some longer stems, to elongate it. Don't forget, if you're placing a bow in, bring something foliage out here. Even if you haven't got a bow, bring the foliage out this way, like it would be if it was 9 o'clock. Place them out. Go with the shape of the wreath and start, from the beginning, and put your background foliage on to create the border and how wide or how long you'd like your wreath to come out. And once you've placed your background foliage in, then you will know that is your boundary, and you want to stay within that. And the odd wispy bits, just hanging, that's fine if it's out of your boundary. They're very airy, you can see through them, so they're not going to be too noticeable, and plus it's giving movement. So have fun with that, guys. And and I hope that the lady likes what I've done. And again, it's very big because I like big. So please subscribe, share and like to everybody who you can think of. Get them to come on board and watch a few of my tutorials, and maybe it inspires them to try that sort of design, or maybe if they're not a floral designer, it may inspire them to have a go, and more than likely they'll probably get addicted. So enjoy yourselves, guys. I've a bit over time from keeping my workshop open, but who cares? As long as I can do you wonderful people a video, then I'm happy. So have a wonderful day, or should I say evening. It is now 4:30. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you here tomorrow. So take care for now, guys. God bless. Keep your comments coming, and just enjoy your creative world and make lots and lots of beautiful arrangements. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, oh my good gracious me, that was a bit rough. So I don't think I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to keep it out where I've zoomed out. But there is your Eucalyptus silver dollar, your seed heads, the dusky white, your like a very like a champagne colour or sandy colour honesty, your little pussy willow, your ficus, your rosemary, your tarragon, your beaded fern, and the other fern here that we used as well, the big leaf fern, and some more eucalyptus, the scenaria, and your lavender in like a sandy colour. What else did we use, guys? Oh, we used some of this ruscus and some of this large leaf boxwood as well. If I've forgotten anything, my apologies. And then there's the bow in the centre where I've done 6 loops of the gingham ribbon, 4 of the hessian, 4 of the black and white striped, and 4 of the brown with the little polka dot edges. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Have fun if you're going to give it a go, and I'm sure it would look beautiful sat on your door. So take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.